Imagine stepping off your cruise ship into a new world. One wrong move, and your dream vacation could turn into a nightmare. Here's how to make every port stop unforgettable and safe. Port exploration is that magical part of your cruise, where the ship docks at a destination, giving you anywhere from a few hours to a full day to discover a new city, island, or coastal town. These stops are the heart of cruise travel, your chance to sample local foods, see historic sites, and create lasting memories. But unlike resort vacations, you're on a tight schedule with that ship waiting for no one. Port safety deserves special attention because it combines the excitement of travel with unique challenges. You're in an unfamiliar place, often speaking a different language, with limited time, and a ship that will leave without you if you're late. Every year, hundreds of cruise passengers find themselves stranded after missing their ship's departure, while others fall victim to scams or theft. With simple preparation, port days can be the highlight of your cruise while keeping yourself, your belongings, and your trip plans secure. Researching your port before arrival is crucial for a successful visit. Start a few weeks before your cruise with the cruise line's own port guides. Then expand to travel blogs, videos, and forums like Cruise Critic, where experienced cruisers share detailed accounts. Make note of these essential details. First, the local currency and whether credit cards are widely accepted. Research typical prices for common items to identify tourist traps charging inflated rates. Second, basic phrases in the local language. Simple greetings and questions show respect and enhance your experience. Third, understand port geography. Is the port within walking distance of attractions, or will you need transportation? Fourth, check typical weather patterns for your visit date to plan appropriate clothing and activities. Fifth, research local customs and etiquette, especially regarding dress codes for religious sites or haggling expectations in markets. Sixth, learn about common scams targeting tourists in that specific location. Create a digital or physical port day cheat sheet with this information, including emergency contacts and backup activities. Research helps you decide between ship-sponsored excursions and independent exploration, and alerts you to infrastructure challenges like tendering or multiple ships in port. When your cruise director announces, "All aboard at 5:30 p.m., this isn't a suggestion. It's a deadline the ship takes extremely seriously. The reality every cruiser must understand: the ship will leave without you if you're late, regardless of your cabin category or loyalty status. The only exception is for passengers on ship-sponsored excursions. Set the correct ship time on your watch or phone, especially important when visiting ports in different time zones. Check your daily cruise newsletter for the all aboard time, typically 30 minutes before actual departure. Take a photo of this schedule on your phone for easy reference. Smart cruisers plan to return at least 90 minutes earlier than the all aboard time. This buffer protects against unexpected delays and helps you avoid the long security lines that form in the final hour before departure. In ports where local time differs from ship time, set one device to each time or use the world clock function. Some cruisers write the all aboard time on their cruise card with a permanent marker as an extra reminder. Work backward from your return time to plan your day. Set alarms for key transition points and ensure everyone in your group understands the return time's importance. Remember that time awareness doesn't eliminate spontaneity, it simply creates a framework for safe exploration. The golden rule of port exploration: if you don't absolutely need it ashore, leave it in your cabin safe. Your cruise ship is generally the most secure place for valuables. Leave behind excessive jewelry and flashy accessories that mark you as a wealthy tourist. Streamline your wallet to just one credit card, one debit card, and a modest amount of cash. Remove anything difficult to replace while traveling. Should you bring your passport ashore? In most ports, a photocopy is sufficient, with the original locked in your cabin. However, if you might need to prove your identity or potentially fly home, consider carrying it in a hidden money belt. Your cruise card is essential. It's your ticket back onto the ship. Protect it in a waterproof container, especially at beaches. Consider whether your expensive camera is worth carrying all day when your smartphone might suffice. For cash, bring enough for planned activities plus a small emergency reserve, $5,100 USD equivalent. Distribute money between secure locations rather than keeping it all in one place. Choose a smaller crossbody bag over a massive backpack, keeping it in front of your body in crowded areas. Consider anti-theft bags with slash-resistant material and locking zippers for added security. Essential items to bring include a small first aid kit, sun protection, a reusable water bottle, tissues, hand sanitizer, and your smartphone with downloaded offline maps of the port area. While most locals you'll encounter are honest, cruise passengers are prime targets for those with less honorable intentions. Common scams include transportation scams. Drivers claim meters are broken and quote inflated rates, take unnecessarily long routes, or drive away with luggage before you've fully entered. Research typical rates beforehand, agree on prices in advance, and use designated taxi stands. Fake official guides. They approach offering special access or claiming attractions are closed. Genuine guides typically wait at designated areas rather than approaching tourists on streets. Ask for credentials or arrange tours through reputable companies. Distraction thefts. Teams work together. One creates a distraction while another pickpockets. Stay alert in crowded areas and keep valuables secure. Street performers and free gifts. Performers surround you seeking donations, or someone offers a free bracelet or flower, then demands payment. A firm no thank you while continuing to walk is the best defense. Restaurant scams. Establishments have different menus with higher prices for tourists or add unexpected charges. Always ask to see a menu with prices before sitting and check your bill carefully. Fake police officers. They accuse tourists of minor infractions, then ask to see wallets, often walking away with them. Legitimate police rarely ask to see tourists' wallets. Request to see official identification or offer to accompany them to the nearest station. Currency exchange scams. Exchangers use confusing rates, hidden fees, or even counterfeit bills. Use established banks or ATMs when possible. High-pressure sales. Shops claim exclusive discounts available today only. Never feel pressured to purchase immediately. Legitimate businesses understand tourists might want to compare prices. Walk with confidence, even if you're not entirely sure where you're going. Scammers typically target those who appear confused or distracted. Exploring ports with others rather than alone significantly enhances safety. Groups are less likely to be targeted by thieves or scammers and benefit from collective problem solving when navigating unfamiliar territory. If traveling solo or with just one companion, consider joining organized groups. Many ships facilitate informal meetup groups for passengers interested in similar activities announced in the daily newsletter. Before your cruise, explore message boards where fellow passengers often organize port day meetups. Group exploration offers practical benefits: shared transportation costs, divided responsibilities, one navigates, another keeps time, and someone to take your photos without asking strangers. Even exploring in pairs provides advantages. Two travelers can watch each other's belongings and provide assistance if one becomes ill. Groups maintain better situational awareness. While some members might become absorbed in photography or shopping, others remain alert to surroundings. Groups also find it easier to decline persistent vendors or scammers, presenting a unified front when saying no thank you. If alone and uncomfortable, look for other passengers from your ship. They're usually identifiable by cruise lanyards or branded items. Most fellow cruisers welcome additional companions. Your transportation choice isn't just about convenience, it's a major safety decision. In nearly every cruise port, you'll find both official, regulated options and unofficial alternatives. The price difference might tempt you toward unofficial options, but this small saving often brings significant risks. Legitimate taxis typically have visible registration numbers, meters or posted rates, driver identification, and distinctive markings. Research what official taxis look like in each port before your cruise. Whenever possible, use designated taxi stands rather than hailing vehicles on the street. Ship-arranged transportation provides peace of mind worth the premium. These operators are vetted by the cruise line, and importantly, if you book a ship excursion, the ship guarantees it will wait if the excursion runs late. In some ports, legitimate rideshare services or public transportation offer safe, economical alternatives. The key is research. Understand routes, fare systems, and return schedules. Avoid individuals approaching you directly with transportation offers, unmarked vehicles claiming to be taxis, and drivers evasive about costs. Photograph license plates or driver identification before entering any taxi, creating a record and signaling you're safety conscious. Establish clear pickup arrangements if using the same driver for your return. Finally, trust your instincts. If a situation feels unsafe, find an alternative even if it costs more or means waiting longer. Always keep essential contact information readily accessible during port visits. Before disembarking, record the ship's emergency number from your daily newsletter. Many cruise lines print this on your cruise card, but don't rely solely on this since your card could be lost. Note the contact information for the ship's port agent. This local representative can be invaluable if you miss departure. Research local emergency numbers, as many countries use different systems than you're accustomed to. If traveling internationally, save contact information for your country's nearest embassy or consulate. Designate ICE in case of emergency. Contacts in your phone, including traveling companions and important contacts at home. Don't rely exclusively on digital storage. Create a small physical card with essential information and keep it separate from your phone. If your group separates, ensure everyone has contact information for all members and establish clear communication protocols. Take a photo of the port map showing your ship's docking location to show taxi drivers if you become disoriented. If you purchase travel insurance, save the policy number and emergency assistance hotline. Test your mobile phone's connectivity shortly after arriving and identify reliable Wi-Fi locations near your exploration area. Learn basic emergency phrases in the local language such as "I need help" or "Where is the port?" Most cruise ports have well-established tourist zones with higher security presence and businesses accustomed to international visitors. Straying beyond these zones isn't necessarily dangerous but increases certain risks. Before your cruise, research each port's safety profile through travel advisory websites and cruise forums. Attend your ship's port talks, which often provide valuable local safety information. Once in port, local tourism offices can provide current guidance and maps. Pay attention to environmental cues indicating you might be leaving safer areas. Well-maintained streets, active commerce, other tourists, good lighting, and visible security are positive indicators. Conversely, poorly lit areas, excessive graffiti, and boarded-up businesses suggest caution. Consider timing in your safety calculations. Areas safe during daylight might change character after dark. If interested in exploring beyond typical tourist zones, a ship-organized shore excursion or reputable local guide often represents the safest approach. Download offline maps to your smartphone and mark your ship's location and other safe points. In crowded areas like markets, maintain heightened awareness as these can attract pickpockets. Trust your instincts about area safety. If somewhere feels uncomfortable, adjust your plans. Taking a taxi back to a more familiar zone is always preferable to proceeding into situations that trigger your internal warning system. Experienced cruisers follow the 90-minute rule, planning to be back at the port at least 90 minutes before all aboard time. This buffer isn't excessive considering potential delays from traffic congestion, security lines, and unexpected issues. Start your day by working backward from your ship's all-aboard time. Set multiple alarms or calendar alerts. Begin wrapping up activities, last call for shopping, must be heading to port now, and finally, emergency drop everything and get back. Arrange return transportation in advance when possible, and always have a backup plan. Monitor weather conditions throughout your day. Afternoon storms in tropical destinations can bring transportation to a standstill. Early return offers unexpected benefits beyond safety. Ships are typically quietest during late afternoon port hours, giving early returners access to pools, hot tubs, and other amenities without crowds. Many ships offer special sail-away activities that late returning passengers miss entirely. The ship's posted all-aboard time is absolutely firm. Despite myths to the contrary, cruise ships do not wait for late passengers, except in extraordinary circumstances. The costs of delayed departure are enormous. If the unthinkable happens, your first contact should be the port agent, the local representative who handles the cruise line's business. Their information is typically posted near the gangway. If you can't locate them, call the cruise line's emergency number. Your goal becomes reaching the ship's next port before it arrives. Documentation becomes critical, especially if your passport remains on board. You'll need to cover unplanned accommodation, transportation, and meals. Most cruise lines don't cover these expenses for independent explorers who miss departure. Comprehensive travel insurance with missed connection coverage can reimburse these expenses. Document everything that happens and keep all receipts for insurance claims. The logistics of rejoining depend on the itinerary. Caribbean cruises with islands in close proximity might be relatively straightforward, while Alaskan or European itineraries present greater challenges. Remember, your belongings remain in your cabin, and you'll need to travel with only what you brought ashore. If the next day is a sea day rather than a port day, your challenge increases significantly. Those who successfully rejoin invariably report the same lesson. The stress, expense, and complications far outweigh any benefit from cutting port time too close. These strategies aren't meant to create anxiety, but to provide a foundation of security, allowing confident exploration. Port visits offer opportunities for cultural connection, natural beauty, and memorable adventures that form the heart of cruise travel. By researching ports, understanding timing requirements, carrying appropriate items, recognizing scams, traveling with companions, using reliable transportation, keeping emergency contacts accessible, staying in safe areas, and arranging early returns, you create a framework for worry-free exploration. Every traveler's preferences differ. Some seek cultural immersion, others prefer beaches, many focus on culinary adventures. These safety strategies apply equally to all approaches. As you gain experience, these guidelines become second nature. Balance preparation with spontaneity. Some of the most memorable experiences come from unplanned discoveries. Just ensure they happen within your safety framework. Remember our guiding philosophy: explore smart, return safe. Not just a catchy phrase, but a practical approach enhancing every aspect of your cruise experience. Happy travels on all your port adventures.